In the second task that we will solve, we would like to check if a given number is a palindrome. A palindrome is a number that's read same way from the left and from the right, or to be more precise, its reverse number is the same as the number itself, and that pretty much explains us what we should do. So, for example, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1 is read the same from the left and from the right. So, if this is the input, then the output should be a palindrome. We will solve this task in two ways, just like the previous one. We'll solve it on the hard way, and we'll solve it on the much more easier way. So first, let's start. Let me just add here first way, and we will in the first way we would work with integers over here with numbers. In the second way, what we will do is we are going to treat the number just as a string and reverse the string, and that's it. So we have the number x, which will be read from the input, for example, something like this. And then that x number, what we are going to have to do, we are going to have to check if x is equal to its reverse number. So when you're designing solutions like this in programming, it's very important to start with with the big picture first of all. So I want to check if is equal to its reverse number. Okay, and I will just write it as this, and then I will define a method that will do the job for me. So if they are equal, we will print palindrome. Otherwise, we would print not palindrome. Of course, if we execute this, it will be wrong because we don't have this function yet, reverse number. So in that way, we will define it. So let's define that function. The function is reverse number, and it accepts only one argument. That's the value of the number that we wanna reverse. Let's first see how can we reverse a number. Let's go over the mathematical basis of that if it's a normal number. So for example, the number 1 to 3, if I want to reverse it into 3 to 1, what will I do? I will start with initially a variable. For example, the variable will be named reverse with the initial value of 0. And what I will do, I will start because when you're working with numbers, if you don't have a concrete other function to determine its length, you don't know the length of it. So you start from the right and you start digit by digit. So I will take the last digit with the help of the modulo operator. So n modulo 10. In that way, I will get the number 3. And I will put that digit 3 into the reverse number. After that, I will delete the value 3 from the number itself. How will I do the deletion? I will divide the whole number with 10. So 123 divided with 10, it's 12.3, but I will just take the integer part. So just this over here. So n will be divided and will be equal with the integer part of n divided with 10. In that way, I will delete the last digit from the number. Then I will get the second digit, the last digit in 12, that's 2. And I will make the reverse variable over here. I will make it to 10 times the current version of reverse, that's 3, plus the new digit. So reverse will now be 10 times 3 plus 2, and it will become 32. Afterwards, with this formula again, I will delete the number 2, the digit 2 from this number, and the number will be only 1 at the moment. I will get the last digit, which is of course 1 in this situation, and I will recalculate the reverse number in that way that I will multiply the current version of the reverse number with 10 and add the new digit. And the number will become 320 and 1, just like it should be. So just like we want it to be in the result. So I'm taking the last digit with this formula, step 1. Step 2, I'm adding that digit into the reverse number. And step 3, I am cutting the last digit from the number itself. After that is done, I am repeating the loop all until the number becomes a 0. So we will have a while loop that will enable us to iterate digit through digit of a number until we iterate all of its digit and the number itself becomes 0. So let's write that method. So we will have here, as we said, the value reverse, which will be set to 0. And we will iterate the number while it's still, while it's different than 0. What will we do? We'll get the digit, the last digit of the number, as number modulo 10. And we will update the reverse number. It will be 10 times the reverse plus the last digit. And then we will cut the last digit from the number. So we said number equals to the integer part of the division of the number with 10. At the end, outside of the while loop, of course, we will return the value of the reverse number. So let's test it before using. So always before using a method in the general code, in the main code, test the method itself. So let's see if the reverse number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be calculated correctly. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That means that our code is pretty much correct and we can continue over here. So now we have this method defined, so we can execute this command over here. So let's see, for example, a number that is really a palindrome. This is 12,321. We get that the number is palindrome, and if we try something that is not a palindrome, we will go into the else clause over here, and it will be printed not a palindrome. So this was the first way with, as I said, with integers. The second way that we are going to show is just by using the string notation. So second way with strings. Here it is. So what we are going to do actually, I'll put the number into another variable now, for example, number satara, which will be equal to the input that we're going to enter from the keyboard. What we have to do is actually, this will be the same situation, but let's now create another function that will reverse our number satara. So I will need another function, reverse number satara, def reverse number satara, which will accept a given number that is actually a string. So what you can do in this kind of situation is that the string itself is actually a list of characters. Okay, so you can call this method, let's just forget for a second for the function, you can call this method reversed of the number. Or let's use a string, for example, Python. Here it is. Let's just create this into a list, because this way it's just an object. As you can see, this has reversed the characters of the string Python, and has set each character as an element of the list. How can you concatenate this into a single string? You can use the join statement. So on an empty string, you will call the join method. And what does this represent? This represents that each element of this list will be concatenated with each other in the sequential order as they are, with this delimiter. In our case, the delimiter is an empty string because we want to get the word. For example, for Python, now we will get no, NOHTYP, which is what we wanted to have. So let's now go back to the method, and we will just have this code in the method. And here, instead of Python, it would be the number, which is a string representation. Let's test. Let's test this method now. So the number as a string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what will happen if it's going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are missing the return statement over here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let me just comment this. And now we can test the general solution of this task. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. That's actually not a palindrome. Um, I still have x over here. It should be number, etc. It's a different variable, as we said. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. This is a palindrome, as expected. And for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not a palindrome. So in situations like this, Python is pretty much a flexible language, which allows you to, you know, treat the number as a string and calculate some of the stuff that you want to do, which is making it much more easier than other programming languages.